Here, Jason draws Celeborn's Galerium. It's a little bit late, but his daylight effect is really good. There and back again. Deciding to move. Decide if he ever decides to separate some fellowships. And there's at least Legolas, which Legolas is here. The North dwarves and elves will go down one, but since they're already at war, I don't think this card will be used for the effect, but the combat might be useful. And Peter draws on they went, a red 3 tile if he decides to play, and Breaking of the Fellowship, which can be very good if this happens. This would be pretty big if he's able to play this card and a 3 is drawn. The Black Captain and Hill Trolls is drawn. One eye is allocated and one eye is rolled. He puts another elite in Erebor. Oh no, he just puts a regular in Erebor and a regular in Dale, ensuring that both armies roll 5 dice if they are ever attacked. Peter goes with his attack on Rohan, attacks Helm's Deep. Peter attacks Helm's Deep with the one regular. I'm sure he's bound to fall. Oh, and he misses. Unfortunate. Peter, of course, decides to continue. All he needs is another hit. Oh, and he misses again. 20 dice, no 6s. Let's look at his stats real quick. Right now, the shadow is... Oh, it's glitched a little, so it looks like we don't see any of his stats, unfortunately. But the walls of Helm's Deep are no joke. Here, Peter decides to press again with 25 dice. Oh, wait, 24 dice. He misses again. Oh my god. 28 dice, not a single 6. This is not a game for the shadow. Even Jason sees that it is highly unlikely. Peter goes for one last hurrah. 32 dice, 36 dice with not a single 6. That is insane. Helm's Deep survives another brutal attack from the Witch King. They might be able to call a game right now, but if he plays Swords and Eriador, most likely just for the card draw, but because he sees that Moria is open, Jason is looking to see if he can get a Free People military, or at least threaten one, at the very least. Here, Peter moves from South Dunland to the Gap of Rohan, hopefully to reinforce Helm's Deep. Nope, and luckily Jason does read out the stats. He says that he is at -6 at 6s for him. Ooh, 9 straight moves without a reveal. Can it be done? 2 at 6. Oh, looks like there will be almost 10 full moves without a single reveal. Here, Peter does Voice of Saruman, probably replacing 2 regulars with 2 elites. That's indeed what happens. Jason plays the red arrow, is able to get an elite and a leader in Edoras and move Rohan down to war, but he's already at war. Here, Peter gets an elite into Orthanc. And here, the 10th move. If he doesn't get revealed, the Fellowship has a clear, straight 10 move right into Mordor, the Mountains of Mordor, into Minas Morgul or Morannon. Let's see if Peter gets a 5 here. Oh, and he does not get a 5. What insane luck. 10 straight moves without a single reveal. And he'll be going to Mordor Trek next round. Here he does little Orthanc Isengard shuffle. Moves his army to Fords of Isen, but just leaving just enough in case Jason has any end cards, which of course we can see here he doesn't. Here Jason decides to draw a character card. He's hoping to really boost his chances of winning on the track. Here Peter attacks from North Ithilien into Osgiliath. No card. Peter rolls abysmally again. The lack of 6s is very concerning for the Shadow at this point in time. He hits one back. He decides to press, and Minas Tirith is now reinforced with 6 units. Here's the 8th turn. Help on Look For is drawn by Jason and the Ents. At this point, he'll probably won't be able to use this until an attack on Edoras is played. And the Shadow has drawn half orcs and goblin men, which lets him put in Isengard Elite anywhere that there's already a unit there, and Orc Patrol. It's tough to say what is the best move here, what to discard. His chances of corrupting Frodo to win is not very high, but his military efforts aren't very good right now either. But we can see, we'll see here. Yep, Jason kills Theron back again, and the Eagles. And Peter kills Candles of Corpses and Hill Trolls. That was a tough decision there. They go on the mortar track. All eyes get sent back into the hunt pool and any special tiles. Allocates 1 eye. Rolls 3 more. Jason decides to move. And what does he draw? Draws a 1 stop and reveal. Very good. He reveals. Takes a random. Takes Gimli. That was really good. He nets him 1 extra corruption. Gimli could have potentially absorbed 2, but he only absorbed 1 this time. Shadow plays on they went. Hoping the Fellowship encounters another red tile. Jason uses the Will of the West to recruit another elite in Edoras. Shadow does a double army move here, reinforcing Helm's Deep and going into the Dead Marshes from North Ithilien. Jason does another Rohan elite in Edoras. Here, he attacks Helm's Deep with no card. Hopefully, he has better luck this time. And he gets it finally with 1 attack. Jason rolls a 3, does not get it. Jason hides the Fellowship. Here, Peter does a double army move. 1 into Druiden Forest and 1 to Westmint. Here, Jason does a double regular recruitment. 1 in the Fold and 1 in Edoras. He's hoping that Peter wastes 1 move to attack Fold to block him from retreating. But if he doesn't do that and attacks Edoras, he'll have a retreat space to possibly even escape into Eastmint and coming back around to retake Helm's Deep or an Orthanc move, or even go into the north into Dol Guldur. Here Peter plays the Black Captain commands. Looks like he's going to move on Nazgul and he's going to attack. He attacks he attacks the Fold from here, looks like, from Druiden Forest. No card. Oh my god, and he rolls no hits. Oh, did I miss the rerolls? I must have forgotten or something. I don't know. Ooh, here there's a counterattack. Jason decides to do an attack on the Fold. With 3 regulars, 4 elites, and a single leadership, he's hoping to at least make him retreat somewhere. They both choose a card, Breaking of the Fellowship and Daylight. Here, Peter, he's going to forfeit 4, so the free people can only roll 1 attack dice, whereas the Shadow will roll 3 because of Daylight. Jason gets the 6, and Peter gets a 5, which they both get 1 hit each. Jason decides to continue. Jason plays Valor, gets a 1+ on his combat roll, so now he hits on 4s. Jason gets 4 hits, and here Peter gets 3 back at him. Now here's a interesting choice. This army in the Fold will not survive another attack by Edoras. Will he continue or will he retreat? Let's see what happens. He decides to retreat into Eastmint. So it looks like he's giving up on Edoras and he's gonna try to fortify Minas Tirith, as he thinks that'll be one of the 4 points that Peter can get. And I'm bound to believe him right now. There are no other big armies near any other stronghold or any other points. You have 1 here in the Iron Hills, but with such a big army in Dale, and still the ability to muster armies, Erebor will be very hard, nigh impossible to take. The other big army here is in Osgiliath. With the army in the Fold coming to reinforce, Minas Tirith will be very hard to take. With no army in Umbar, the Corsairs won't be very much use. So this game will most likely come down to the ring. So we'll see what happens. Here, Shadow only allocates 1. Doesn't roll any other eyes. Oh, here, Jason's going to try to slay the Witch King with this army in Fold. Choose a character. Plays Nameless Wood. Oof. So if he scores at least 1 hit, he'll score 2 additional. So at this point, Jason just needs to roll 2 hits to kill the Witch King, and he does with 2 sixes. He'll of course inflict 2 more hits back at him, but the Witch King is dead, and Shadow will now be playing with 1 less die. Peter musters in the mouth here in the Minas Morgul. Jason decides to move. 1 damage, 1 reveal. Not a big deal at all. This is what you would like to draw an eye with. He kills Pippin, which is perfect. Soaks up all the damage. Here he moves all leaders. Moves them all to Osgiliath, looking for an attack into Minas Tirith. There's a muster in the fold. He sieges Minas Tirith. They go back. Aragorn moves from Pelargir into Osgiliath. So it looks like to use Help Unlooked For, which would be so big. It would essentially sandwich him in between the Druiden Forest, between the Rohan and his own army here. So let's see what Peter does here. Looks like he'll be moving his army from Westmont into Edoras, capturing Edoras, and into Lostnark. Jason uses a ring as an army move, noble army move. He goes back to Pelargir and moves into the Druiden Forest. So it looks like he's still threatening Help Unlooked For. So Peter says it's not a real War of the Ring game unless there's some cat and mouse going on. So it looks like they might have disconnected at one point. Yeah, it looks like they disconnected and they had to reconnect. So he moves the double army move into fold, hopefully to attack Druiden Forest, but I think there'll be an action too late. Oh, no, he changes his mind. He wants to move to Eastmont instead. Here, why Eastmont? I'm not sure why. And here Jason decides to pass. Here, I'm not sure why. You have 4 units here. You have an oncoming attack here. It seems like a perfect idea to use Help Unlooked For to unsiege Minas Tirith. But I guess not. Here, he does an attack from the fold into the Druiden Forest. Peter does not play a card. Boromir's Rangers is played. Oh, so Peter gets 3 hits, -1 for shield wall. He'll take 2 hits, and Jason gets 0 hits. He retreats into Osgiliath. Normal. Now he plays Help Unlooked For. Maybe he wanted this 1 extra guy to attack with. Makes sense. Ooh, and a full 10 army is in Minas Tirith. Something you rarely ever see. So I don't think Minas Tirith will be going down anytime soon, but it could be wrong. Mouth does a field attack against Minas Tirith. Jason stays. Here, Shadow plays They Are Terrible. So he'll forfeit a leadership. So he'll have 4 leadership to roll 4 dice at 5 on his leader reroll. Oh. So Peter gets 4 hits. Jason will get 3 hits. Ooh, he's going to be pressing with this army. Let's see why. He decides to go into Minas Tirith. Quite good. Though I do have a feeling that Jason will be going to Lostnark soon to recapture and maybe possibly threaten Minas Tirith again, but we'll see. Here he uses a ring as an army. Oh, he reinforces it, so maybe he won't recapture Lostnark, but he does a double army move into Osgiliath. So there's no, hopefully he doesn't see any shenanigans through a day and night into Mordor. Peter allocates 1 eye, rolls no eyes. Jason rolls 3 Will of the Wests. And is there Dawn? Nope, Dawn is not played. Ooh, I see what happened here. This confused me a little bit too. So to prevent from getting Dawn of Daylight or whatever, the card that discards all Will of the West, Jason preemptively changed one of his wills to a different side. So even if Peter did have Dawn, he would only be able to discard 1 Will of the West versus 2 if he didn't. Quite a nice play by Jason. I never really thought of doing that, but that is a possibility. But when you have this big of a lead, I don't think it'll matter too much. Jason used the Will of the West to hide. Peter decides to attack Minas Tirith with his 6th elite army, which I think he will eventually win. Valor's played in Deadly Strife, so +2 to both sides, combat and leader reroll, and the people gets an additional 1 on his combat roll. So And actually, in Minas Tirith, the free people only has to roll a 2 to get a hit. So I'm suspecting 5 hits from the free people. We'll see what he gets. 4 hits, very close. Both get 4 hits. Force Peter presses. He's short on time. He does We Come to Kill. So he'll roll an extra die for each elite at the end of battle if he doesn't kill them all right here. Ooh, but he does 3 6s. Excellent roll here. Jason gets 1 back at him. And the Shadow's 1 point away from victory. I don't see him taking Dale. Pelagier looks pretty hard to take, but with considering how many armies is around Gondor, I think Pelagier is the one to take. But I also think that Woodland Realm may be one to go down. But since there being an army, such a big army here in Iron Hills, threatening Erebor if he ever decides to move out of here, it's actually maybe a little closer than I initially thought. Let's see what he does. He does a double army move. He goes from Minas Tirith to Osgiliath, and from Osgiliath into Druiden Forest. Hopefully to prevent any shenanigans, it looks like. Ooh. Jason bravely moves to Lossark. Nope, he says never mind. Looks like he's going to do a pass move. Here, Peter does a muster action to Minas Morgul. He's going to attack Pelagier from Osgiliath. So even army numbers, but here Shadow has 3 more leadership, and for the first round only, he'll be hitting on 6s. He decides to play Orc Patrol, so he'll basically just add 1 to his combat roll. Since he has more than 7 leadership, the forfeiture won't be, 4 hits, which is great. Looks like the tides are turning just a little bit. Jason rolls 6 and a 5 with 2 hits. Looks like Jason has to stay. If he does give this up, it'll be a lot harder to regain another point or to recapture Woodland Realm. Because if he decides to move from Dale into Woodland Realm, this can recapture Dale and he'll have his 1 point again. So let's see what happens. Ooh, what a nasty roll. Another 4 hit by Peter. And Jason gets 2 back in Osgiliath. And yep, Aragorn is forced to retreat. Looks like he may do a muster in Dol Amroth or in Lambden and to do another attack in Pelagier, or he may try to retake Woodland Realm. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Yep, Jason passes. Ooh, what is this? Shadows Gather. He moves 1 army up to 3 regions. Where is he reinforcing? Oh, from Minas Morgul into Pelagier. Pelagier will not be taken again. That might be game, folks. Here Jason moves a Dwarven Elite. Does a double army move. He moves a Dwarven Regular. Moves some armies into Dale. Looks like he is going to try to recapture Woodland Realm. He's going to give up Dale to capture Woodland Realm with the remaining dice. Here Peter uses the muster and the mouth's ability to do a double army move into Lambden and into Dimrill Dale. Looks like he might be trying to reinforce Woodland Realm coming from Moria. Let's see what he does. Oh, he decides to move. Instead of moving to Dimrill, he actually decides to move from Woodland Realm into the Withered Heath. Looks like he will be attacking Erebor. So he says, if you take Woodland Realm, I'll be sieging Erebor instead. Jason, yep, goes for the Woodland Realm attack. I think he'll be able to take this with only 5 regulars there and 2 leadership. Here he attacks Dol Amroth with this huge army. Aragorn smartly sieges, goes into siege. Here he goes, and he attacks Woodland Realm. He plays no card. Yeah, there's not many cards he can play here. Maybe Daring Defiance, but I suspect he's holding on to this one when Peter eventually attacks Dol Amroth. So, let's see what happens. Jason gets 1 hit. Peter gets 0. Jason is forced to press, of course, because if he does not press, he will lose the game. He gets another 1 hit. Another hit by Peter. Jason rolls. No hits. Peter rolls 3. No hits. But downgrading, automatically taking another hit every time, is taking a toll on him. So let's see what happens. Another hit back at him. Ooh, so right now Jason needs 2 more hits to survive this round. He presses, and there we go. 2 hits there, none back at him. He recovers Woodland Realm. Here Jason tempts him with Dale. He's hoping that this game goes another round, but I think he may be using a ring and this muster die to try to capture Dol Amroth all in one go. Here, Peter, Uses Relentless Talk. And Daring Defiance. Yep. He negates his Relentless Assault. And let's see how these rolls go. 1 hit from the Shadow. 3 hits back. Ooh, that's good. No, wait, why is there no? Oh, so it looks like even if the card is canceled, if you play the card anyway, you do not get any rerolls. I did not know that. Press no card. Yep. Peter's gonna try to win it this round. He plays Fateful Strike. So if he gets 2 hits on his leader reroll, he gets to kill the mouth. But highly unlikely, but we'll see. Shadow gets 1. Ooh. Jason gets 3 hits and exactly 2 more rerolls for nothing more. Peter can decide to go for this. For the win. He can win this if he gets lucky and gets 3 more hits. But he also sees that the Free People has 2 character cards. And Heroic Death is on character cards. So he may decide to stop here and say, you know what? I think I still have a chance next round. He won't be able to dunk this round. Or he can try to go for it this time with only 5 regulars. Though if he downgrades, his army will be significantly smaller, and he may not be able to reinforce it in time. He decides to stop. Turn 11. They both draw a card. Free People gets another tile card. Won't be helping him in battle, but for the Mortar Trek, that may very well. Guards of Citadel. It's a bit too late. No elites here. The only other elite in Woodland Realm. And the Shadow draws Return to Valinor. Amazing deadly with Deadly Strife. This could be the turning point where he destroys Aragorn. And Flocks of Corbane, of course, only used for the combat effect. Yep, since the Fellowship did not move or hide, he'll automatically get a Corruption. Ooh, another 3 Will of the West turn. Will he do another ring? He decides to move. So this is actually really great too. Since he has all character movement, if there's no reveals, theoretically, Jason can win this turn and dunk the ring. A 1 and a reveal. No worries, he still has plenty left. Yep, of course, Peter does not draw the card. The card, of course, he's referring to is Dawn. He does it. He hides. He plays The Ring Is Mine. He moves a 3. What a tile draw. Looks like they disconnected earlier, so they'll be reconnecting soon. Here. Shadow. Peter tries to go with, gets rid of DA with Deadly Strife. Oh, and he gets him 4 hits. And Aragorn strikes 2 more back at him. Here. So Frodo has to dunk the ring. So Gollum is the guide. And with the hunt pool here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. So he can suffer one reveal. 1 reveal is good, I think. As long as it's not a red tile, he may be good. Oh, he's thinking, I think in this case, you would not reveal at all. You either win or lose this turn if you reveal. Well, actually, he has 2 more character dice. I don't know. So let's see. If he decides to reveal, he will need 1 to hide and then 1 to move. And if he draws a red on that move, he loses. If he decides not to reveal, he can move once more. But if it's a red tile, he'll stay and then he'll have to hide. Alright, so I guess it doesn't matter. So I guess in this case, it would be smarter to reveal. Since either way, if you draw a red tile, you lose. And if you don't, you'll win. Yeah. So he decides not to reveal. Here he does some shuffling. Gets his 11th point. And he moves. So right here, hunt pool. Jason has 1, 2, 5, 12. So 2 out of the 12 tiles will kill him. Any other result will result in the dunk of the ring. What does he do? Only red can help him. Yep. Oh! And it is an eye. And the ring is dunked. And the replay is finished. With this, he would have taken 3 damage. At 10 corruption with the dunk. What a game. I really thought Peter might have gotten it that round. And in the end, Jason gets it at the end. And Jason is your 2018 War of the Ring World Champion. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.